Hi, I am Ajay from Product Specialist team at Global Customer Support Informatica. In this session, I am going to talk about column patterns in the data quality profiling. Agenda is to know about column patterns in the profile result and data integration service properties that influence the patterns in the results, followed by a quick demo. Informatica data quality profiling helps in identifying the data patterns in the source data. Data can be of any type that contains sequence of alphabets, alphanumerics, or non-alphanumerics. A pattern is a common representation of similar data in a column using certain characters. Thus, a pattern is made of characters as seen here. Any numeric is represented by 9. Alphanumeric of either case is represented by X. Blank is represented by B. Left parenthesis by P and right parenthesis by Q. Let's see how a string is represented as a pattern using these characters. Let's consider a string containing alphanumeric characters separated by a blank like shown here. The first three alphabets are represented by 3x, followed by 99 for the 2 digits, followed by B for the blank, and X with 4 in the parenthesis. When a similar type of character repeats for more than 3 times, it is represented by a respective pattern character with value within the parenthesis. Thus, that's the reason you are seeing X followed by 4 within the parenthesis. Similarly, for a date pattern, the pattern looks like this. These patterns are viewable on the right side of the profile results view in the developer client or analyst tool, and a typical pattern output looks like this. In this view, apart from the pattern, there are other attributes that need to be known. Frequency implies number of times that a pattern appeared in the column. Percent is the percentage of the pattern appeared in the column. Chart is the bar graph representation of frequency or the percentage. And drill down option is to preview the records associated with that pattern. If there are many patterns inferred by the profiling results, by default not all patterns are listed in the profile results. There are two DIS service properties that decides whether or what patterns need to be displayed in the profile results. The first property is maximum patterns, which defines how many number of patterns that need to be considered in the profile result. By default, this value is set to 10, which implies a max of 10 patterns can be displayed in the profile result. Other one is a pattern threshold, which defines the minimum percentage of data that aligns to specific pattern. By default, this value is set to 5, which implies any pattern contributing to 5 or more percentage of data in the column is eligible for display in the profile results. Apart from this, there are two other pattern types that are commonly seen in the results, which are null and others. Null data is always categorized as separate pattern and is listed in the results irrespective of whether it meets the pattern threshold or not. Any pattern which is not meeting the pattern threshold would be considered under the others category. So the number of patterns displayed in the results is decided by the combination of the pattern threshold and the maximum patterns in the DAS. Let's see how the pattern results vary by changing each of these values. Consider a data source which contains two strings of 7 characters each and 7 other strings with blank at different positions and a null value in between. With default DAS attributes associated with the patterns, each data value is patternized as individual pattern as the percentage of each pattern is above the threshold and the total number of patterns identified is less than 10. Let's see how the results vary by changing one of these attributes. By keeping the pattern threshold to default and changing the maximum patterns to display to 6, the output of the patterns looks like this, where there are 6 patterns sorted in descending order of highest percentages, and along with that the patterns that are not claimed are thrown under the others. So out of the 10 data values, 6 patterns are identified and the other one is null, so the remaining 2 patterns are considered under the others category here. Similarly, by keeping the maximum patterns to default value and changing the pattern threshold to 20, only the pattern with x of 7 which is meeting the threshold, the remaining patterns are all considered under the others category because they haven't met the threshold of 20%, while keeping the null in the output. Thus, depending on the values configured, the output of the patterns varies as seen just now. If you have any queries or suggestions in this regard, feel free to write to us at supportvideos@informatica.com, or you can tweet us at twitter.com/infasupport. Thank you.